Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through all circumstances. A little over 60 years ago, 5 men along with their families were called to be missionaries in the deep Amazon jungle in Ecuador. Soon they heard of an Indian tribe called the Auca Indians. They were a very violent tribe. But you know what? These 5 missionaries and their family knew that these people were special to God and that they needed to hear the gospel of Jesus Christ. They got together and made their plan on how they would gain these people's trust and how they would become friends with them. So what they did first is they would drop down gifts from their airplane to the Waodanis. They admitted to one another that they would be willing to die for these people, to learn of Jesus. John 15:12-13 says, "My command is this, love each other as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends." So the 5 of them got in that little yellow airplane and landed on that small patch of beach. And they soon came face to face with the Waodani people, and they were able to tell them in their own language about the Creator in heaven, who sent His Son, Jesus Christ, to die for the things that we do wrong. A couple days later, while they were at their camp on that little strip of beach, 2 Waodani women came out, along with 6 men with spears. And even though these missionaries were armed with guns, they decided not to use their guns on the Waodani people. They were willing to die rather than to kill anyone for the Waodani tribe. Now we can hear this story and we can think, okay, so they loved the people enough to not kill them so that hopefully they would learn about God. But what a sad thing. But that was just the beginning, because it caught on like a spiritual wildfire. People all over heard of this tragedy, but were somehow inspired by the love that they showed for these people. And the families that were back at the missionary base were filled with love. 2 of the missionary women very soon afterwards went to live with the Waodani people. They became like family to them, and a lot of them became saved. One of the ladies were able to translate the Bible into their language for the first time. And through these last 60 years, hundreds and hundreds of people have been inspired by these guys to become missionaries themselves. Can you imagine all the souls that have been saved because of that? You see, the love that were in these men was God's love. And God's love never gives up and never loses faith. These 5 men were an inspiration to people everywhere. The story of these 5 men have inspired books and plays and songs. Grammy Award winner Stephen Chris Chapman wrote a few songs about these men. And one of the songs said, "God is God and I am not. I can only see the part of the picture that He's painting." Because even though we might look at this tragedy and think, what is this? Where was God? God knew the big picture. You see, whenever God is in you, He even takes the things bad that happen and He turns it around for His glory. What an amazing picture of God's love and God's grace. So let's remember this all of our lives. The love never gives up, never loses faith. This is the power of God's love through us.
God never gives up.